Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a webinar on Neuro Marketing. I'm Jitin Benedict for ITM University Online. Neuro Marketing. You might have heard of this word called Neuro Marketing, right? Now, marketing has really engaged customers. The sensory marketing, synco marketing. There are a lot of marketing terms and terminology that we're listening with. Now, what is neuro marketing? You all might have heard about neurons, the brain and the nervous system that is connected by neurons. Now, neuro marketing is something beyond the top of mind. That is a future of advertising. That is, the advertising will happen inside the mind of the consumers. And it will really understand what is going on in there and react to what is going on in the top of the mind of the consumers. Even that, the ultimate point of an advertiser to understand what is happening in the mind of a consumer, that is what is known as neuro marketing, the buy button. Now, have you ever wondered why some consumers, some brands are really top of the world? Some brands have prospects by products or service they do, even if their choices seem irrational or impractical. Why even the highest priced or the lower quality products sometimes outsell their competitors? They have some strategies that really engages them with their neuro marketing. Now, what is neuro marketing? Neuro marketing is a field of study using neurosciences, technology such as functional magnetic resonance imaging, that is fMRI, and to see how people's brains respond to advertising and other brand-related strategies. So it basically has something to relate it with medicine field as well as shopping as well as analyzing them. Now, it works with a lot of different factors like focus group, laddering, choice modeling, survey, observation, fMRI, facial coding, facial expressions, response latency, ZMAT, etc. Now, all those are very complicated terms. But so what these methods are trying to monitor? Now, these methods are trying to monitor the emotions that happens in our faces, the body language. We feel more than we think, so your thought process are getting converted into analytical graphs. There are two types of brains, I would rather say. It's called the new brain and the old brain. That is the neocortex and the reptilial brain. So, therefore, what we really react are on what we are exposed to. So, all these brain activities are getting coded, and they are put onto a graph kind of a structure so that consumers are getting tracked on the behavior that is happening or the thought process that is happening in their brain. So this is it. What techniques in relation to marketing happens is that market research and the product development that has really been helped because of this. And the facial expression tracking happens with the help of neuro marketing, and the eye tracking happens. Now, there are a lot of studies that is happening with eye tracking. There is an eye tracking device which you put it and you go for shopping. You can see the eye tracking device really spots which all products do you look into, which are the products, whether you look for the cheapest products or the quality products, or do you look on your straight line or down, up. Everything is being studied, and especially in the online media also. So, who uses this ultimately? It has been used by major advertisement agencies like Ogilvy and Mather and Hollywood. It is even there in Microsoft uses it. And the major use is by brain scientists, neurologists, Hollywood, advertisement agencies, as I said, the Ogilvy and Mather kind, research and development department in Procter & Gamble, Unilever, Coca-Cola, Facebook, Google, and many more. To make this much simple, I would give you a small example of how Coke and Pepsi war was really brought up with neuro marketing. There's a small case that happened like this. There was a small blind taste test that was done by Cola, and they initially gave 2 glasses of cool drinks. One in turn was Pepsi and the other one was Cola. Now, since both look the same and smell the same, everything is the same, the people, when they were given this and they tasted them, they were not told like, this is Pepsi and this is Cola. Nothing was being revealed. But they had their tracking machineries on. 67 people were done this survey. The sample was 67. what happened is, out of the 67, majority of them said that Pepsi is good. They were not told the fact that this is Pepsi or this is Cola. They unanimously said, they majoritarily said that the Pepsi is tasting better. But later, they were told in advance saying that the container on your right is Pepsi and the container on your left is having Coca-Cola. And later what happened is that the same set of the 60, this much of people sample was again given the same liquid again with the names put on it. And they all changed their votes and they said that they liked Coca-Cola more. Now, the brain identification area also switched, everything got changed. Now, this is a perfect example of neuromarketing. Now, the brand Coca-Cola has really been imbibed into their brains by being so brand loyal, and they have something more than mere taste attached to it. Now, this is neuromarketing. Now, neuromarketing, the pros and cons, when we analyze, we can understand that you're reaching the unconscious mind and trying to get data out of it. It's a kind of 90% of the purchase decisions that happens in the brain, and you're trying to understand them. And something like it is a health warning, it sometimes have a reverse effect also. But what the convincing sales presentation plus compelling commercials can really loot the consumers. They can really make your pocket clean. Now, another important positive side is that neurons don't lie. So, what neuromarketing says is the exact thing that happens in your brain. And the formulation of answers can be very prominent. But what are the negatives of neuromarketing? It is a kind of brainwashing, isn't it? They are trying to enter into your brains and get the facts and figures out of it. Now, it gets a bad image, isn't it? Don't you think so? And there are a lot of ethical considerations. You cannot really enter into a personal feelings or personal decision making of a consumer and trying to grab them out. So, ethical consideration also has a problem. So, when we try to conclude this webinar, I would like to say that it is a handy tool for marketers in their research process. Now, neuromarketing, no matter which industry you are in, you can incorporate neuromarketing. It helps you to examine the cultural influences on the brand perception. And finally, neuromarketing, there are positives and negatives. If you use it judiciously, it can really give you the perfect facts and figures and really helps you to lure the customers towards you and give your brand manifold experience, and your profits will really shoot up high. Engage in neuromarketing in a judicious manner. This is Jitin. Thank you.